Welcome back to JB Reviews. I have a 2024 GMC Sierra 2500 HD AT4X and a 2023 Ram 2500 Rebel. We're going to do a quick comparison between these two trucks. Special shout out to Larry H. Miller, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram here in Sandy, Utah. They did allow me to do this video. Be sure to check out their inventory. This truck is available and it's actually a nice build. Let's go and check out the window sticker for these two trucks. Here's the base price for the Ram Rebel. This truck does have the Hemi, but if you want to figure out the pricing, all you have to do is add about 9,500 bucks here, which is basically putting this truck about the same price as the AT4X. Be sure to pause for some of the options that were added. There's a lot of things that are available for this truck, so when you see the pricing, you'll see that a lot of things that come as an option here are standard on the AT4X. As far as the GMC goes, base price is $82,800, and here's the Duramax fifth wheel prep package, color, high idle switch, and then the tailgate lights comes to a total of $95,720 with a 1995 destination. Although there are a few options on the Ram, the way you can dress up the Rebel is really cool. For example, this truck does have a forward-facing camera, and it has the limited LED headlights, so they're full LED, including the turn signals. When you get a Rebel, they do provide a black bumper, which gives it that rugged off-road look. It is a painted black too, and if I'm being honest, it looks a little cloudy, but nevertheless, you know, it's an off-road truck. They do cut this rear valance below to give you a little bit more ground clearance. You can see some of those parking sensors, and you have this blackout for the grille, which is pretty common what you see on the Power Wagon, and the blackout for the Ram looks great too. This also has a performance hood, which is pretty similar to this AT4X. Now these trucks both have full LED headlights and fog lights, parking sensors, and I do love what GM has done. They give you this bronze color in the middle of the grille here. Has a great appearance, and the headlights have a nice menacing approach as well. And then down below, you can see that they do remove that valance to give you a little bit extra ground clearance, and it does definitely sit a little bit higher compared to the Ram. Like, just stepping back here, you can see just how high that GMC is, and you can tell by the mirrors too right there how much higher it is as well. Let's go ahead and check out the side of the truck here real quickly. I want to show you that hood scoop. It is functional, Ram's is not. You can pretty much tell that the GMC does have a taller tire, and that's because these are 35s. So the actual size is 305/70/18, which equates to a 34.8 by 12-inch tire, 18-inch wheel. Ram went a different direction on the Rebel. So the Power Wagon is the more ultimate off-road truck, and whenever they get one here, I will do a video with my truck. So be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that video. But 20-inch wheel, really nice design to it. And most people are gonna want the larger wheels because they do look better aesthetically on these bigger trucks. And the 285/60/20 is a 33.5 by 11.2-inch tire. So Goodyear Wrangler, these are the Dur-Tracks, basically the same tires that Ford uses for the trimmer, just a different size. And then these are the Goodyear Wrangler Territory MTs. And so as far as the capacities go, you can see it right here, 3,750 pounds at 65 PSI. And for the Ram, you have 3,640 pounds at 80 PSI. And look how wide this tire is. It gives you a nice lip here, which I do like here. And the fender flares do protrude out a little bit more for the Rebels. Same thing goes for the AT4X too. Here's some of the badges on the side. They don't put a Rebel badge on the side of the truck here, but as far as the mirrors go, I do like what GM has done. They give you this painted mirror cap, and then Ram just kind of gives you a black plastic trim piece all the way around. But you do have forward lights on both sides of the house. I do like that Ram allows you to power function the top and bottom mirrors. They're both heated GMC's is not heated, and this is not power. They both have lights for backing up your trailer at night. Painted door handles with smart key system on both sides. And then here's some of the trim around the windows. Out back, they do provide steps on the side. Either truck you can get power deployable running board, so it doesn't really matter which one you get. They both have 360 camera view, 31 gallon fuel tank. This is a Hemi, by the way. This truck has a 36 gallon fuel tank. Ram does something pretty unique with their trucks. This truck does have airbags out back, and you can kind of see that blue Bilstein shocks. 373 rear comes a part of the diesel, but this is the gas, as I mentioned, so it has the 410 rear. I do like the fact that GM does have 5 leafs in the main pack here. I will talk about some of the suspension in a second for the GMC, but out back, this truck does have a 342 if you get the diesel, and then a 373. This does have a full-size spare tire and rear locker, electronic locker. Same thing goes for the Ram, has a locker, but it does not have a full-size spare tire. Out back, they do give you a matted steel bumper, and this one does have this optional step in the rear. Parking sensors are kind of hidden. Class 4 receiving hitch. They do provide LED lights for license plate. 12 pin for video, 7 pin for your trailer. A light that shines below for your conventional trailer as well with a backup camera. This tailgate is assisted, and this truck does have fifth wheel prep package. Bed lights, I do like that they give you an actual button to push to turn them on. Let's go ahead and check out GM's. GM does have this multi-pro tailgate. Unfortunately, I cannot put it all the way down simply because of this pole here, but it does act as a step if you put it all the way down. Also, kicker sound system with some lighting. Fifth wheel prep package just like the Ram, and then you have your 4 and 7 pin on the side there. They do stamp AT4X in the front of the bed. You have 2 cameras above. Now, as far as the back of the tailgate goes, you do have a light and a backup camera that will shine below. 2 camera inputs for your trailer, 7 pin, and they use incandescent bulbs for your license plate. Let's go ahead and talk about the front suspension. Now, as you saw earlier, Ram did have the Bilstein shocks front and rear, and I do like Bilstein. They make a great shock absorber, and these do help with comfort on road. Now, as far as the GM goes, they do have Multimatic DSSV, so it's a pretty insane suspension for off-road. Also, GM does give you a skid plate right here. Hopefully you guys can see, it's aluminum, and it goes pretty far back. However, Ram does not really give you a skid plate on the front of this truck. Now, I don't want to take too much time on the powertrains because not much has changed, but 410 horsepower comes out of this Hemi with 429 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to an 8-speed transmission known as the 8HP75. The Cummins is going to have 370 horsepower and 850 pound-feet of torque. That's mated to a 6-speed transmission known as a 68 RFE. GM's configurations is the 6.6 liter gas engine, which puts out 401 horsepower, 464 pound-feet of torque, made it to the 10-speed for 2024. And then here is the revised L5P Duramax, 470 horsepower, 975 pound-feet of torque coming out of this powertrain, 10-speed transmission behind it. As far as the interiors go, this is going to be circumstantial for anybody. I think that Ram to this day has the best interior, and this truck is no exception. So this does have the leather seats, which you typically would see inside of a Limited, and even like the steering wheel, you have this leather wrap steering wheel with perforated leather. Great attention to detail, even on the door here you have like this black chrome, so everything just looks upscale. Now, these mirrors have a lot of power functions, so you can push them out for tow mode, you can adjust the convex, you have the lights front and rear, and you can power fold them as well. Let's take a look at the interior for the GMC. Sadly, it all goes downhill for Ram when you check out this Obsidian Rush interior. So not only do you have red and white stitching pretty much all throughout the interior, you have this really nice graphic here, 12 speaker Bose, which does not compete with the Harman Kardon, which is 17 speakers. However, massaging seats, 16-way, you can change the bowstring, which would help you going off-road, telescoping steering wheel, which is not available for the Ram, and you still have tow mode for the mirrors, and they do power fold on both sides as well. 12.3-inch display comes standard, and you also have a 13.4-inch display right here. And just check out the fit and finish of this truck. This truck does have real leather seats. I think that the Ram does too, if they're the limited seats, but yeah, the stitching, they leather wrap this on both sides, so the Ram has this as well. And then here's the center console. Now let me show you guys where Ram wins every time. Not only do they have one of the best center consoles, but the storage goes on and on. Like, this is great storage for smaller things like pens in your wallet. It has a USB right there. You also have this tray here that slides forward and backwards. And then check this out. You have storage down below, and you have like a divider down here that flips up. If you slide this forward, you have more storage up front. Power plug down below. 4 USBs, Type A's and Type C's. You can get a wireless charger right here. Ram is the best in this segment. Love their Rebel badge right here. And they also kill everybody with this screen. So this is a digital screen like you saw in that GMC, and they just have a better layout. I love the gauges. Like, they have coolant, transmission. They both have the transmission, but they don't have coolant with a temperature like that. And you have your oil temp right there. If you had a diesel, it would show you the diesel particulate filter, the exhaust brake, a lot of other things that, yeah, GM just won't show you. And also they have off-road pages, which I do love. So you have like your altitude, you have accessory gauges for this screen too. You cannot do this with the GMC. And I love the attention to detail for the Ram. Like, this is a really nice setup, Harman Kardon sound system. And as I said, you do have this right here. Now, as far as the roof goes, let's talk about this on the other side. GMC does give you a suede roof, and they wrap the A pillars and the B pillars on that suede. And this truck does have heads-up display, which is not available for that Ram. But the digital gauge cluster, it's not bad. It just doesn't give you the same kind of information that you would want to see. You also don't really have an off-road page for this truck, which is probably a mistake in my opinion. But overall, the fit and finish in this truck is really top-notch. You have deep storage here, but you just don't have the same. Like, you have those USBs, you have 2 there, you have 2 right there, 120 volt power plug, and this one does have that wireless charger. Also, both trucks are available with this camera view, LED lighting. And let's go ahead and check out the rears, and then now pretty much end the video. By the way, you do have automatic full drive, which is nice, and then there's just off-road and normal mode. Ram does not have any drive modes on their trucks right now. Out back, things kind of go downhill for Ram because this is a smaller cab. Now, I will say they do provide decent storage below and a little bit back there too. Seat back pockets, really nice attention to detail for the leather seats. As I said, power sliding glass, 2 cup holders. You have outboard heated seats, another power plug that does not come available on the GMC side, but you do have outboard heated seats, air vents, cup holders there. And I always forget about these, so I have to show them to you. They do provide these little storage on the floor. Some people fill these up with ice, and they do come out so you can empty them out. Oh yeah, you can sleep back here a lot easier too, because you have this tray that pops out and it can support the weight of a person, because I've already done it a couple times. And out back here for the GMC, really nice attention to detail for the speaker grills. Also, seat back pockets, as you saw, they do their storage a little differently. They have it like that. And here's some of that red stitching with the white, with the piping. Outboard heated seats, USBs, cup holders again. Let's check out the payload for both trucks. Now, as far as the numbers go, you have a gross axle weight rating up front at 5,500 pounds. The rear is 6,390. 10,000 pound gross vehicle weight rating. Hopefully you guys can see that. I apologize for that darkness there, but the axle rating up front may be 6,000 pounds with a diesel, so just keep that in mind. But here's the payload, 2,872 pounds. So here are the numbers for a diesel. I did a video in the past. Now they do lower the gross vehicle weight rating, and I'm probably going to say it in the video, but 9,680 is for the diesel, and they do lower the rear axle to 6,040. So the Hemi gives you 300 pounds more capacity for that rear axle. This truck was pretty much similarly optioned, and here is the payload at 1,755. As far as the GMC goes, your numbers are right below. So 5,600 pound gross axle weight rating, so it's going to be lower than Ram's. 6,600 pound gross axle weight rating out back, so that's going to be higher across the board. And then 11,350 is the gross vehicle weight rating, and that's why this truck does have a little bit more payload, because Ram will not increase their gross vehicle weight rating. So 2,854 pounds is what it really is right here. That's the yellow sticker. And yeah, I really wish that Ram would increase that number for 2025 when they do inevitably do a redesign. This has 18x9 wheels. That Ram has it has 20x8 wheels. But these trucks are about $10,000 different in price, but if you add the diesel, they're about the same price. So I don't know, which truck would you pick? Hope you guys liked the video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. See you guys soon.